whole friendship thing or anything about this. And one day I just told him, there's this girl that I've been talking to for like 6 years, and I like her, and um, can I can I somehow go out to North Carolina and fly out to go visit her? And my mom was like shocked because she's like, "Oh man, I didn't know anything about this and whatever." And I don't know how it happened, but she agreed. She's like, she agreed, and I'm like, and she's like, it's just like as long as we talk to her mom and like we get everything set up, and I'm like, and this was mind blowing because then I told Megan, and I don't know if I said the name of the girl, Megan. I don't know if I mentioned that. Anyways, that's her name. And I told her, and we somehow got this set up, and my mom like talked to her mom, and it was just the most mind blowing thing because here's this girl that I've known for all these years. We knew we would never see each other. It would be too good to be true, and here I am. My dad's fucking getting the plane tickets, and I'm gonna be flying out there, and like, it was actually, I think it was a week, like a week after we decided to do that. I flew out there like that week because it was like the only time that worked. It was like a week after I made that decision. I think it was something like that. So yeah, my mom like was gonna fly out there with me, and yeah, we flew. So I just don't know how they ever let me do this, but So my mom and I got in the plane. We flew out there, and the entire trip there, I'm like getting a little more nervous, like, because it's like this is happening. I'm gonna meet her, and I'm have to deal with a girl. I've never fucking dealt with a girl like in real life, like, and this girl out of all girls, like, it's driving me crazy. And so yeah, we got there, and it was really, really, really hot. And I remember we got to our hotel, and like at this point, I knew we were getting close because we were gonna go from the hotel. Or no, sorry, no, sorry. Back the truck up. We went to Taco Bell or something because we wanted to get some food, and I sat down at Taco Bell, and I was just my stomach was so like I was so nervous I could barely eat. So I ate one little taco, and that's all I could do. When we went back to the hotel, we went to our hotel. We didn't go there yet. We went to the hotel, and I walk in slowly, and I sit down in the chair. I'm just like, yeah, I'm just like that. I'm just like sick from my stomach. And I have the taco now, which made me even sicker. And I'm just like knowing like in just like 5 minutes, because her apartment was only like that she lives at her mom's with, was only like 5 minutes away. I'm just like, this is gonna happen in 5 minutes. I'm just so I'm so nervous. I literally was just like limp with nerves. And I was telling my mom, like, I don't feel good at all. She's like, yeah, you're probably just nervous. I'm like, yeah, but I just don't know if I can even do this. And like, oh my god, I came all this way. And yeah, it sucked. But then like I'm like, so finally I'm just like walking myself through my head, and I'm just like, okay, it's not gonna get any better. Let's just do this. So I just get up and I get in the car, and we go over there, and like we start walking up to the door, and I'm just like fucking freaking out. I'm texting her. I'm like, just imagine. I mean, the feelings are even coming back to me right now. Like just going up there, and just I remember I texted her. I'm like, we're here. I gotta end this quick because if I'm gonna actually put this on YouTube, if I do, it's gonna got like 2 minutes. So I went up there, and I I buzzes in. She buzzes in, and then like we had it all planned out. Like we didn't want to like have this awkward hello with our parents both there. Um, so like I was gonna like go. Her mom was gonna let me in. I was gonna go in a room that she was in and just go meet her personally there. But the problem was, her mom was on the phone like when she answered the doors, and it was really awkward because she was on the phone. She's like, "Oh, hi guys, come in," and like me and my mom just like walk in, and Megan's like in the back room. I was like, I don't know what to do, like, and then all of a sudden the mom starts calling for Megan. I'm like, this ruins the whole thing, and she finally came out, and like we just awkwardly go up and meet each other, and literally I saw her, and I'm like, whoa, most beautiful girl I've ever seen, like even more beautiful than her pictures. It was insane, and I'm like, holy shit, and I was so nervous, and like we're just like really quiet the whole time, and like because it was just so awkward and weird. Like imagine this girl that I've talked to for all these years, and just now everything we've ever talked about just comes back to you, seeing face to face everything. I can't even explain it. It was insane though, and the entire night was horrible, kind of, because we just sat and watched movies with my mom and her mom and us, and it was really awkward because we're both really like shy people, and I don't know, like I went back to my hotel eventually. I'm trying to speed this up, but she the next day was better because we got to see a movie by ourselves, and um, and and yeah, so we saw a movie, Despicable Me, I believe it was, and I was sitting in the movie theater, and this classic. It's the entire time I'm just sitting there like, oh boy, that got really dark really quick. Maybe I'll just make this a two-part video if this is going to be any. I need to stop talking about YouTube, but um, so we go to the movie theater, and like my mom and her mom see a movie, and then like and then me and her go to see Despicable Me, and so my mom and her mom go to the theater, and this is the first time like we're actually alone, and we started making a little small talk, and like we walk into the theater, and anyways, so sit down in the theater, and the movie comes on, and like we were talking before, we had like the little 3D glasses or some, I don't know what was going on there. That was my first 3D movie, and I'm sitting there, and literally like almost the entire movie, like probably almost to halfway through, I'm just sitting there like, fuck, like, how am I gonna, do I hold her hand? What? Should I take it? How should I do it? Is it gonna be weird? That's entire movie. Blocked it out. Just constantly focusing on how am I gonna, should I hold her hand? How am I gonna do it? How is it not gonna be weird? Am I gonna freak out? Is it gonna freak her out? All those things going through your head. And there's just one part in the movie, and there was one part in the movie where someone said like, had something to say, like a little girl was like, will you hold my hand or something? And then like I just pulled this like super like cheesy move. I mean I didn't know how else to do it. I just go and whisper over her hand like, is it alright if I, like, this is like weird like creepy me like, is it alright if I hold your hand too? And I grab her hand, and she says yes, and I grab her hand, and basically just like stiff there because I didn't know like what to do, and I was like, and anyways, yeah. So later on, like we spoke about it, and we're like, yeah, I thought like my hand like was shaking and was really sweaty, but actually hers was too. So it was just both of us. But yeah, that was that, and then like we went to lunch afterwards, and it was again with my parents, or her mom and my mom, so it was kind of awkward. But then afterwards, my mom went back to the hotel, and I went with her to her apartment, and her mom stayed in the back room, and we just stayed in the family room, and we just watched movies, like we watched Powerpuff Girls, we watched a whole bunch of movies, um, um, and yeah, we watched a whole bunch of movies, and we had a really great time. We talked about a whole bunch of stuff, laughed it up, and it was really great. That was the best part. And anyways, yeah, we got that over with, and that was the last time I was gonna be seeing her. I only stayed for like a week and 2 days. Is all that worked out, and I remember um, it was dark out, and I was about to leave, and it was just really sad, and I'm just like, oh, okay, but I was like standing outside the door, and bye, and and it was like, well, I'm never gonna see you again. It barely just started getting to know you, and it was really great, and so all of a sudden we just hug each other for like 5 solid minutes, and I started to walk away, and we said bye, and she closed the door, and my mom was waiting outside in the car that we rented, and I get in the car, and I'm just completely silent because I'm literally holding back tears. Like I don't usually cry, but I was so sad, like I couldn't, I was so sad, I was holding back tears so hard, and we got to the hotel, and my mom went to use the bathroom, and I just had to let out a few tears before she came out, and I let them out, and me and Megan were texting again, and we both thought that we didn't like each other like in real life. We both thought that the other person just didn't like each other, but it turns out we like each other like just as much as we always thought we would. So it was kind of a disappointment, like, because then we realized like, oh man, like we should have done more, like I should have like cuddled with you, or like held hands more like on the couch or whatever, um and I wanted to go over and see her the next day, but it just, her mom went on a letter, and we had to catch a flight, and yeah, that's basically that, and it was just quite the experience. And then one day something changed, something just changed, and like it was a few weeks afterwards, or maybe months, I don't know, weeks, and after we flew back and everything, and all of a sudden she just changed, and we just broke up, and she was really weird, and she didn't even like want anything to do with me, and I don't know what happened, but I was really upset about it, and it was the worst. Like, it was so hard for me to get over. I was like super depressed. But then I completely got over her, and now I don't care at all, which is really nice. I mean, it's just nice to think that, wow, I was in a horrible spot, and I'm just completely out of it, and I can think about it 100%. I can think full on about it, and it doesn't even bother me. But anyway, I'm going to try to end this, because I don't know if it's going to fit on YouTube, or why I would put it on YouTube, but if I do put it on YouTube, it's probably going to need to end right now, unless this is too much already. I don't know. Anyways, that's the story about my long-distance relationship with Megan, and it was something that I'll always remember. An interesting memory. Not a lot of people have something like that, I guess. So yeah.